Good morning and welcome to the World First Weekly Update. Well, the US has been steering sentiment over the last week. We've had some strong economic data out of the States, and as a result, risk appetite has once again come back onto the table. The economic data out of the US, it was strong across the board. We had some good figures, starting with the pending home sales, and consumer sentiment. They were all up. We also had a ISM manufacturing index figure out that also came out much better than expected. Came out at 60.8. The strong data was a result of the equity markets also being pushed higher. Equity markets went up about 0.62% over the last 5 days of trade, and that's really off the back of positive sentiment coming out of the US. The economic data continued last night. We had some continued strong figures. We had non-farm productivity and ISM non-manufacturing index. The productivity index came out at 2.6%, and the ISM non-manufacturing index came out at 59.4. The job figures are key. We had a positive ADP employment change figure out earlier in the week. The ADP employment change figure came in at 187,000, and we had some better than expected claims figures backing that up overnight. Of course, this is key. The non-farm payrolls figure is coming out tonight, and that's one of the key figures which drives sentiment and will indeed have the capacity to push the Aussie dollar higher. The jobs figures for manufacturing, that may be a precursor for non-farm payrolls. However, with 30 years of highest productivity gains out of the US, it's highly unlikely to have that much of an impact on non-farms tonight. Elsewhere, there's been a lot of sovereign risk. We've had sovereign risk move from Europe to the Middle East. Obviously, we've had some social unrest there, and there's the potential revolution of the president there, Hosni Mubarak. Mr. Mubarak has been in power for about 30 years. During that time, there has been very little political reform, and with recent poor governance, the people have revolted against Mr. Mubarak, and this is holding risk to equity markets and global markets. The markets are obviously in a bit of a tailspin. This is off the back of the fact that Egypt control the Suez Canal, and they also support energy markets. That risk coming out of Egypt has come off over the last week. This is really off the back of the elevation of a new party or a new candidate. We're looking at Mohammed al-Baradei. Mohammed al-Baradei is in the centre. He's neither part of the ruling elite or of the Muslim Brotherhood, and as a result, global sentiment, economic sentiment has risen. Locally, the Australian market has been one of contradictions. We had some poor data out over the last week. However, on Tuesday's interest rate decision, they decided to keep interest rates on hold. This wasn't too much of a shock. However, the accompanying statement by the RBA was hawkish. It was much hawkish than expected. The RBA Governor, Glenn Stevens, noted that private investment is beginning to pick up, and he also noted that it is highly unlikely that the floods will have a major impact. As a result, we've seen speculation of an interest rate hike possibly around May, and this pushed the Aussie up above the $1 level. Look out for the non-farm payrolls figure coming out tonight. That'll be a key influencer of the Aussie dollar. We've had the Aussie rise above $1, and you may want to put in some overnight positions to capitalise on any further gains. If you'd like an update on the market, or if you'd like to book a trade, don't hesitate to get in touch. Enjoy your weekend.